Today's lecture is related to annealing process. So before going to annealing process, first we'll see what is meant by heat treatment. If we observe the heat treatment is defined as the heating a metal to a specified temperature, keeping it at the temperature for some time followed by cooling at a specified rate. It is cooled to get required microstructure and properties in the metal. If we observe heat treatment control heating and cooling basically. The basic steps in heat treatment are heating, then soaking process is there, and then cooling. These are the three basic steps. So heating, soaking, and cooling. In case of heating, temperature is increases. Soaking, time of soaking is required, and cooling is rate of cooling is there. Okay, so these are the cooling. These are the medium of cooling. Different combinations of the above parameters are. It gives different compositions of material and initial phases of material. Okay, it gives rise to different heat treatments. If we observe the heat treatments, there are different types of heat treatments. Annealing is one of the heat treatment given to metal. Main aim of annealing is to increase the ductility of the metal. This is the main aim. What is meant by ductility? Okay, after achieving the ductility, we make the wire like structure from the material. Okay, this is the ductility property. Now if we observe the types of heat treatments, many heat treatments are available. Annealing process, then normalizing, hardening, tempering, precipitation, hardening. These are the different heat treatments are available. Annealing process. Annealing is a heat treatment in which the metal is heated to a temperature above its recrystallization temperature. It kept at that temperature for some time for homogenization of temperature, followed by very slow cooling to develop the equilibrium structure in the metal or alloy. Okay, this is the annealing process. The steel is heated to 30 to 50 degrees Celsius above AE3. The temperature in case of hypoelectric steels and 30 to 50 degrees Celsius above A1. Temperature in case of hypereutectoid temperature. The cooling is done in the furnace itself. If we observe this Fe3C phase diagram, which indicates the heat treatment temperature ranges for plain carbon steel. So this is temperature versus composition, and this composition is wet percentage of composition. Okay. So if we observe the temperature is 600, 700, from 600 up to 1000 degrees Celsius. This is temperature in Fahrenheit. Okay, 1200 up to 1800 Fahrenheit temperature is there. Now different phases are shown in this diagram. This is the A1 and this is spheroidizing. This phase is A3 and this phase is ACM. Okay, in between ACM and A3, this becomes the normalizing phase. Then full annealing process is there. Now, if we observe the aims of annealing, it increases the ductility, it reduces the hardness, improving the permeability, recrystallize cold work, strain hardened metals. It removes the internal stresses. It increases the toughness of the material. It decreases the brittleness of the material. It increases the machinability. It decreases the electrical resistance. It improves the magnetic properties. These are the aims for this annealing process. If you observe the types, different types of annealing processes are there. Full annealing process is there, then stress relief annealing process is there, process annealing, spheroidizing annealing. These are the different types. If we observe the heat treatment temperature, again this is temperature versus carbon percentage by weight. If we observe on the upper portion, this is A3 and this is ACM region. This is normalizing stage, this is hardening and full annealing stage. This is periodizing annealing, partial annealing process is there. This is process annealing. The temperature ranges to which the steel has to be heated for different heat treatments. This okay, here full annealing is there. It is heating the steel to 30 to 50 degrees Celsius above a even temperature. In case of hypoelectric steels and 30 to 50 degrees Celsius above A1 temperature in case of hypereutectoid temperature, keeping it at that temperature for some time for homogenization of temperature, followed by cooling at very slow rate, that is furnace cooling. The cooling rate may be 10 degrees Celsius per hour. What is this? This is A3. Okay, and this A3, and this is actually the in between A3 and ACM. This portion is related to that normalizing. This portion is related to normalizing stage. The next is full annealing process. It is to get all the changes in the properties of metals, like producing equilibrium, microstructure, then increase the ductility, reduction in hardness, strength, brittleness, and removal of internal stresses. These are the full annealing process. The microstructure after annealing contains coarse, ferrite, and pearlite. Annealing on TTT diagram. This is temperature time diagram. So the cooling rate during annealing is very slow, about 10 degrees Celsius per hour. Okay, this is eutectoid temperature. Then this is M at 90%, this is M at 50%, this is M start. Okay, so moderately rapid cooling curve. This is normalizing. This is austenite, pearlite phase is there. This is slow cooling curve. Full annealing process is shown in this case. This is coarse pearlite and this is fine pearlite. So this curve shows that if the time required is less, then we get the material like fine pearlite. And if the time is more, that is slow cooling is there, then we get coarse pearlite type of material. Then second point is related to stress relief of annealing. In stress relief annealing, the metal is heated to a lower temperature and is kept at the temperature for some time to remove the internal stresses, followed by slow cooling. The aim of the stress relief annealing is to remove the internal stresses produced in the metal due to plastic deformation, non-uniform cooling, phase transformation. No phase transformation takes place during stress relief annealing process. Third topic is related to spheroidizing annealing. In spheroidizing annealing, the steel is heated to a temperature below A1 temperature and kept at that temperature for some time, followed by slow cooling process. The aim of spheroidizing annealing is to improve the machinability of steel. In this process, the cementite is converted into spheroidal form. The holding time varies from 15 to 25 hours. If we observe the figure, this figure is shown under the microscope, and the microstructure of spheroidite with Fe3C particles dispersed in a ferrite matrix into 850. From ASM handbook, this information is getting, that is ASM International Materials. Process annealing. In the process annealing, the cold work metal is heated above its recrystallization temperature, kept for some time, followed by slow cooling process. Then the aim of process annealing is to restore ductility of the cold work metal. Deformed crystal gives undeformed crystals, and recrystallization annealing is there. During the process annealing, recovery and recrystallization takes place. During process annealing, new equiax strand-free grains nucleate at high stress region in the cold work microstructure, and hence hardness and strength decreases, whereas ductility increases. Here, process annealing is shown. Cold work condition is there. Mechanical deformation of a metal at relatively low temperature. Thus, cold working of a metal increases significantly. Dislocation density form 10⁸ annealed state to 10⁻12 centimeter per centimeter cube, which cause hardness and the strength of the metal. Example is rolling, forging, and drawing, etc. percentage cold work is equal to A0 minus AF divided by A0 into 100%, where A0 is the original cross sectional area and AF is the final cross sectional area after cold working. With increasing percentage cold work, the hardness and strength of alloys are increased, whereas the ductility of the alloys are decreased. For further deformation, the ductility has to be restored by the process annealing. If we continue the process annealing, annealed crystals, that is grain, it gives deform or strain crystal. And this is the cold working, and high energy state is shown here. When a metal is cold work, most of energy goes into plastic deformation to change the shape and heat generation. However, a small portion of the energy, up to 5%, remains stored in the material. The stored energy is mainly in the form of elastic energy in the strain field surrounding the dislocation and point defects, which generated during the cold working. Process annealing, cold work grains are quite unstable due to the strain energy. Okay, strain energy is present there, and due to that strain energy, cold work grains are unstable. By heating the cold work material, a high temperature where sufficient atomic mobility is available, the material can be softened and a new microstructure can emerge. This heat treatment is called as process annealing, where recovery and recrystallization takes place. Then next is recrystallization, occurs at 1/3 to 1/2 times of temperature. Deformed crystal, it gives undeformed crystal, and middle is recrystallization annealing process is there. During recrystallization process, new acquired strain-free grains nucleate at high stress region in the cold work microstructure, and hence hardness and strength decrease, whereas ductility increases. Next is variation of recrystallization temperature with percent cold work for iron. Recrystallization temperature, which is in degrees Celsius, versus percent of cold work. So recrystallization temperature starts from 300 degrees Celsius to 900 degrees Celsius. The curve is as the percentage cold work increases, the recrystallization temperature gets decreases. The next is schematic summary of the simple heat treatment for A, hypoeutectoid steels, and B, hypereutectoid steels. This is time versus temperature diagram. If we observe here, this is the 80 to 170 degrees Celsius. This is A1. Next is this is A3, and in between this A3 and this top line or this annealing curve, this is 30 degrees Celsius variation. And here this A1 up to process anneal is 80 to 170 degrees Celsius, and this temperature is 55 degrees Celsius. If we observe this hypereutectoid, then in this case, this is temperature versus time again. Then this ACM is there, AM is there, is 30 degrees Celsius. This is also 30 degrees Celsius. And this is 55 degrees Celsius. So this condition is related to hypoeutectoid condition. Then if we observe the stages of annealing, there are 3 stages of annealing process. First process is recovery, second process is recrystallization, third is grain growth. If we observe the recovery or the relief of some of internal strain energy of previously cold work material. It relieves the stresses from cold working. Recovery involves inhalation of a point defect. Driving force for recovery is decrease in stored energy from cold work. During recovery, physical properties of the cold work material are restored without any observable change in microstructure. Recovery is the first stage of annealing, takes place which takes place at low temperature of annealing. There is some reduction, though non-substantial, in dislocation density, as well as apart from formation of dislocation configuration with slow strain energies. The concentration of a point defect is decreased and dislocation is allowed to move to lower energy position without cross microstructural change. Next is, let us now examine the changes that occur when a sample is heated from room temperature. If we heat the room temperature, at first recovery occurs in which there is a change in the stored energy without any obvious change in optical microstructure. Access vacancies and interstitial annealing out, giving a drop in the electrical resistivity. Dislocation become mobile at a higher temperature. It eliminates rearrange to give polygonization. Modest effect on mechanical behavior. Okay, so this is about today's lecture. So we stop here. Thank you.